The night is dark and foreboding. Heavy clouds revealed by an occasional blinding flash of lightning hang in the sky. Mysterious noises come from the tangled underbrush in the forest around you. A sudden dread fills your heart. What makes you so afraid? Once again, a brilliant flash of lightning illumines the path in front of you, and what you see makes your heart leap into your mouth. Standing not 20 feet away are 3 goblins with their daggers drawn. They see you at the same instant. What do you do? Welcome to Dragon Raid. You are embarking on a fantasy adventure learning simulation. Dragon Raid will take you into a new world filled with brave warriors, evil creatures, dragons, and dangers on every side. The situation just presented to you is a sample of one you might meet in the course of the game. Perhaps you have played one or more fantasy role-playing games such as Dungeons & Dragons. Please note that in its most important aspects, Dragon Raid is quite different from these games. Though Dragon Raid's guided simulation will at times look like fantasy role-playing, it is faithful to scriptural truth, while fantasy role-playing games make no attempt to achieve this. Since Dragon Raid is so different from anything you may have played before, you will need to listen carefully to these rules. Simulated adventure in a fantasy setting is unlike fantasy role-playing, and it is best to leave fantasy role-playing methods out of Dragon Raid. There are some parallels, but until new players become familiar with Dragon Raid, those of you with previous fantasy role-playing experience should try to forget the knowledge you have acquired, as it will only interfere with your enjoyment and benefits. Perhaps Dragon Raid can best be described as an allegorical simulation that portrays the Christian life. And as in role-playing games, you will soon create a character and will control all of that character's thoughts and actions. For example, if he goes adventuring and meets an enemy, you can choose either to have him fight or to run away. His behavior is entirely up to you. Dragon Raid requires a group of people who play together as a team. These players will have to learn to work with each other and help each other if they are to be successful. All but one member of the group are players. The remaining person is called the Adventure Master. It is his or her job to tell the rest of you what is happening. He or she will tell you only what you would automatically know in a situation. Consequently, you will often find yourselves in dangerous and unpredictable circumstances, just as in real life. You will need to use your resources and your wits to find your way out of those situations. Please remember that playing Dragon Raid is not just for fun. Although it is meant to be enjoyable, its primary purpose is to teach valuable lessons that will aid you in your Christian life. Therefore, Dragon Raid is a complicated game system. You must prepare to spend some time learning the rules and getting ready to play. It may seem difficult at first, but you will be rewarded if you persevere. The purpose of this tape is to make learning the rules a little easier. As we said before, Dragon Raid is valuable in that it will teach you much about the Christian life. Your understanding of the Bible, known on Eden Again as the Sacred Scrolls, will be greatly improved. Imagine that you are on another planet, far across the universe. The name of this planet is Eden Again. Like the planet Earth, it is inhabited by humans. You are on the continent of Telania, on a rather small peninsula, in the south to be exact. This portion of Telania is called the Liberated Land, and is inhabited only by those who are members of the Twice Born. These are people who have been rescued by the Overlord of many names. The major portion of this continent, however, is known as the Dragonlands. Dragons, who are fallen angels, rule this vast domain, and they are joined by all kinds of evil monsters called dark creatures. Here also live the dragon slaves. They are human beings who do not know of the Overlord of many names and have not yet been rescued. Sometimes the Overlord calls members of the Twiceborn to leave the safety of the liberated land and journey into the Dragonlands on special missions. These people are called Light Raiders. In the game of Dragon Raid, you are a Light Raider. It is your privilege to leave the comforts of your home and enter the dangers of an unknown land to accomplish a critical mission for the Overlord. There is competition in this game, but not between members of the raiding party. Instead, you will be competing against powerful forces of evil. You will need to work cooperatively with other members of your party, as well as with the Adventure Master, who has a very big assignment in running the game. There will be many problems to solve and battles to fight. In a little while, you will be ready to play the Light Raider Test, a very simple adventure to help you get started in the adventure learning system. It will not test all of your character's abilities. As such, it will not be as challenging or as intriguing as future adventures, when you are more familiar with the rules and methods for playing a character in the game. After you play the Light Raider Test, you will be ready for a more demanding adventure, one that takes about 16 hours or 3 to 5 play sessions. There, your wits and character's abilities will be tested.